Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys episode 9 of the Pokemon Melanite Nuzlocke Let's Play. If you guys are super duper hyped, show your love on that like button down below. I know you guys can do it, so definitely turn up and show some love as it helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for checking out the last episode. Of course, if you haven't yet, go check it out in the description below or on the annotation on the screen. And we did have the vote, and Wormy the Legend has been removed from the team in favor of Lumen for a little bit here. So we'll see how things go. We're gonna head right back into the Shroud Pillar, which is where we were the other day on the last episode, yesterday, I suppose. So let's kind of continue up here because I never finished kind of this part of it, and I want to kind of see, you know, what some of these other trainers have going on here. I think there's, oh, we just got the amulet coin. Well, I'll take that. That means more money for me, and we are in desperate need of some money. So did I face you yet? I don't remember. Hey, hey, hey. There we go. Okay, cool. Did you think I was a boy? I don't know. I don't know. You can identify however you wish, Juliet. She is going to be a Ghastly, or she's going to have a Ghastly here, which is fine by me. But anyway, we got a really cool topic today, guys, and this is one of those question of the days that I don't know if everyone's going to reply to, and that's fine. But it is a really cool topic, so feel free to let me know in the comments section below what your thoughts are. But I'm asking you guys, what was the scariest moment or experience in your life? And it could be a supernatural experience with ghosts. It could be, you know, you thought you were gonna die. It could be whatever, man. It could be whatever. Obviously, keep in mind that the comment section is on the internet, so, you know, you might want to be careful about what you say. Remember, we're trying to keep things family friendly and PG here, so please do not say anything of that sort, but feel free to let me know. I'm actually really excited to read through the comments on this one, because I think there's going to be some really interesting stories. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my story here of the scariest moment of my life, and it was a very petrifying experience for me. I'm okay from it, and the end result, I will just tell you now, is okay as well. So, but anyway, I'll tell you the story because it's very interesting. So, anyway, basically what happened was, oh my god, what is with all these Pokemon here? There's a bunch of Pokemon all gathered around here and some trainers and stuff. Alright, well, we're gonna figure out what's going on here. I might just destroy all these trainers with Liz because it's just working out pretty well. So here's my story, right? So when I used to live at home with my parents, whatever, you know, we had a couple dogs. We had a couple German Shepherds. We actually bred German Shepherds at one point, and we had a bunch of German Shepherds, like 8 of them, and then we ended up, you know, selling or giving them away or whatever. So we ended up having 3 total, right? We had Kira, we had Turbo. So Kira was the mother, Turbo was the alpha male son. And then we also had another one named Wolfgang, and Wolfgang was basically my step-grandmother's dog, I guess you could say. Kind of weird. Wolfgang had a lot of issues, though, unfortunately. Wolfgang was one of those dogs that just happened to be born and got the short end of the stick with pretty much everything, unfortunately. So, like, Turbo was the alpha male. He was the biggest. He was the strongest. Very clearly the most dominant of any of the other puppies, and that's just kind of how it works. There's usually, you know, one puppy or whatever that kind of stands out from the rest, and he was the standout. And Wolfgang was kind of the opposite. He was kind of the runt of the litter, and he had a lot of issues. He had a lot of health problems. There was a lot of things going on wrong with this dog, so we decided to keep him for those reasons, because he did have all these health issues, and it was going to cost a lot of money to basically save this dog, to allow this dog to have a relatively normal life. So he had to have like all sorts of like throat surgeries and heart surgery. Like, I'm talking some crazy stuff with this dog that needed to get done for this dog to be okay. And then it had to go into, you know, a special training class. Like, again, this wasn't necessarily my parents' dog, but it was more so my grandmother's dog. She really took the reins on everything, as my dad already had the other 2 dogs, so it was all in the same house though. So, you know, this dog needed a lot of special attention, special care, as Liz is gonna learn Metal Claw. I like that. That actually is kind of useful. Let's get rid of Taunt, because I'm never gonna use Taunt. So that's kind of the backstory there, right? So, like I said, we had to send him away to get, like, special training and stuff. My dad's, like, really good at training dogs, but TT Showbiz, wait, did they just nickname a wild Pokemon? I didn't even know that was a thing. Or a trainer's Pokemon? I've never seen a trainer's Pokemon be nicknamed. I don't know if that's the first time I noticed it, or if that's the first time it's happened. That's interesting. Psychic Sean, I wonder if that's just some sort of reference that I missed, but I know you know that you want to call me sometime. Okay, Sean, I guess I'll call you sometime. Sean's trying to make the moves on me here, but let's get some action for Mr. Little Dunsparce over here, and we'll see, because there's a lot of trainers, and who knows what else is going on here. We got another Litwick. I think I could probably just run from this thing. I know I have Rock Slide now, too. I'm level 17. I actually forgot that I was such a high level. That's cool. We should be able to run. Cool. Let's talk to this chick. All these poor Pokemon, they're trainers. Are you going to let me go upstairs? Spiritomb, a Pokemon composed of evil and spirits, is trapped in a keystone. I believe you could control it. Do you know the story of Spiritomb? No, you could just tell me. A long time ago, a Pokemon... This is good timing for Scariest Moment. A long time ago, a Pokemon composed of evil spirits wreaked havoc across Zela. Spiritomb seemed to have no weaknesses. A brave trainer tricked it, however, and was trapped into a keystone. Just upstairs, the shrine from which the keystone was taken can be found. If the keystone was replaced, Spiritomb would be free. Go upstairs, you know the risk. Do I want to try to catch a Spiritomb right now? Maybe we'll come back to the Spiritomb. You guys can let me know. I know we have to go downstairs to kind of continue the storyline, so we'll continue the Spiritomb later, because I think we have plenty to do still in this town. But kind of back to the story here. And what do they say when your ears ringing? Is that someone's talking about you? I don't know. My ear just started ringing. I don't know why. But hopefully I'm okay. If I just pass out in the middle of this recording, then you guys will never see it. So I guess it's irrelevant. But anyway, so let me get back to my story. I'm really bad at telling stories, so you gotta bear with me here. So yeah, this dog really, whatever. So my sister ends up, she has kids or whatever. So my niece and nephew, and, well, she has, 2 kids now, but my nephew, he was, maybe like a year or two, maybe a year at the time. He was very, very little at the time. So this was like a couple years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. He was very, very little at the time. I don't know if he was like fully walking at that point. So my nephew, I don't know if he was fully walking because, I remember he was like on the floor when this whole event happened. So you might have an idea of where the story's going here. But anyway, I was home and I was watching my nephew at the time, and he was like 1 year old or whatever. And my sister, yeah, that's the story. So my sister was like at the hospital because she had like an ultrasound or whatever, because she was about to have her second child, which is my niece now. So my sister's a lot older than me, by the way. Oh man, we're in like the darkness here. I'm a little worried. Do I have flash? I don't know if I want to use flash. I think I gotta just kind of figure it out. I don't want to run into wild Pokemon though. Oh my goodness. I've sworn to protect. What are you doing, lady? Why are you just hiding in the dark? Oh my goodness. Psychic Ida wants to battle. She's gonna send out her Abra. Well, luckily for us, Liz and Lucky, they don't care at all. So yeah, my sister was gone. I was watching, her son or my nephew, and the step grandmother was over. She was home. So her dog, oh my god, it's got HP fighting. Of course it does. So her dog was there. So Wolfgang was there, to kind of throw the rest of the story out there. So basically in this house, it's me, my stepbrother, who's upstairs in his room, and I'm in the kitchen. The dog's in the kitchen, Wolf. My nephew's in the kitchen, etc. So we're all in the kitchen. Even my step grandma's in the kitchen. So I do have to switch out here actually, because this thing has hidden power. It's going to destroy my life. So in fact, I'm running out of ideas on what to switch into this Kadabra. That's actually problematic because if he HP, I don't know if Lumen can live a hit. Oh boy, I can't go into Liz because if he has HP fighting, he'll knock me out because default trainers always have HP fighting, I think. We'll go to Lumen to scout for the HP fighting. It's a little bit worrisome here because I don't know what I can switch around here. I have an idea though. He's gonna go for confusion. I was hoping he would go for HP fighting. He's just gonna knock out Lumen with a crit. It's a crit. Thanks, dude. Appreciate the love. Well, Lumen, I'm so sorry because you were such a happy little candle. He was such a little happy candle, dude. Come on, man. I mean, what was I gonna do there? I was predicting the fighting move in front of, Dunsparce. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like Liz is just gonna take care of this. I'm just gonna use Liz the rest of the episode, pretty much. So let me get to the actual story here. So we're all sitting there, and I was like over in the kitchen or whatever, and my nephew was like sitting on the ground, and the dog was near him, and the dog had just gotten out of one of its surgeries, right? So I remember the dog being like shaved on its whole side, and you could see like its scar there and stuff, and it wasn't like fully healed yet. The stitches were there and stuff, because like I said, this dog had a lot of health issues that needed to be addressed and stuff, and we had to like do a lot of things to kind of keep the dog to live a normal life, right? So anyway. I was like walking away. I went to like go to the sink or something like that, and my nephew's on the floor and the dog's right by him, and I don't know what happened here. I don't know what the next part of the story is because I didn't see it, but either my nephew, who was a baby basically, like hit the dog, like just tapped him or something, or the dog just lost its mind. I have no idea. We had no reason to think that the dog was gonna ever do something like this, but the dog just straight up just bites my nephew's face, like his head. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, a relatively full-grown German Shepherd, purebred German Shepherd. Now, granted, just had surgery, yada, 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 but still, and it could have been the medication that the dog was on, whatever, but straight up just takes a chomp out of my nephew's head. Like, this is a baby's head. Just, like, straight up, just bites it and then lets go. And of course, like, the reaction is my step grandma's standing right there, and she's like freaking out, and understandably so, and she's like trying to get the dog to get the heck out of there, because we need to get the dog out of there. And then we see that, my nephew, like a 1-year-old, on the floor, like bleeding like crazy out of his head. And again, I told you the story has a good ending, so that's why I'm telling it like this. But so my nephew's like, bleeding out of his head, and I'm freaking out because I have no idea what's happening here. I think my nephew's about to be dead. Like, I genuinely felt like that was it. Like, I was babysitting my nephew, and my nephew's about to be dead because this dog just lost its mind, and I don't know why. So we're like screaming, my brother comes running downstairs, and I was like freaking out and whatever else. So I grabbed my phone to call 911 because we need an ambulance to come. And we live like maybe 20 minutes away from the hospital, so pretty decent distance from the hospital to call for an ambulance. And an ambulance, they're not gonna come that quickly, because you gotta get the call in, it's gotta get processed, yada yada yada. I don't know how fast they move. So anyway, I go to call the ambulance, and the number for an emergency on your phone, here's my Pokedex phone case, is 911. That's the number you call, right? So you call 911 when you have an emergency. I'm sure we've all learned that as a kid. I guess I made it to the next part. We made it downstairs. So you call that as a kid, and here was the issue. I was working at Sears at the time, and one of the codes we used at Sears was 991, was one of the codes we used for, like, one of the phone calls. Maybe it was to, like, page the manager. I don't remember. It was like 991 instead of 911. So here I am on my phone in panic mode. This is, let's say 4 years ago. So I was in panic mode, and I'm like trying to call 911 on my phone, and I called like 4 times and it wouldn't work, and I was like, why is this not working? And then I realized it was 991, and then I finally called 911, and my brother's like, just hang up, dude, we don't have enough time. So my brother goes outside, and they take my nephew and they wrap him up in a blanket, and he is crying louder than I've ever heard a kid cry. There was blood everywhere, like no joke, like seriously blood everywhere. And my step-grandmother and my step-brother hopped in the car, and they booked it to the hospital. I was not in a state to drive. I was like, my brother is better at handling a situation like that. I think now I would be better at handling it, but I was kind of caught up in this moment of feeling like, instantaneously, like, what could I have done to fix this? Like, my nephew's about to, probably die here. And I'm not kidding, man. This was like a bite. So anyway, let's jump into the story here, and I'll like the game here for a second, and then we'll jump back into my story here. So you're good here, Doug. Whenever you're ready. Oh man, things are shaking up down here, and we're gonna turn the lights on. Oh man, good. Now let's go. Oh, this is about to get intense, guys. Maybe I should finish my story first. They have a Darkrai chained up down here. What are they doing? I don't understand. Everything is exactly like it should be. How do we explain Oak's message then? And what about Relic Cavern? All the Chaos and Order stones have turned red, and the earthquakes. These stones are still black and white. I know. Talk to me, man. Unless it's possible. Did he time travel? Did someone time travel? This could be an illusion. Ooh. Yang. Is Yang at the bottom of this? No, Yin is at the bottom of this. Darkrai has escaped his prison. Uh-oh. Yo, this story is so good. How could this have happened? I couldn't have known. Please forgive me. I've checked every day. I never thought something like this could have happened. Who knows how long ago this happened? Doug, this is not your fault. None of this was none of us thought this was a possibility. It must have been Yin. No one else but us and the professor know about this place. Darkrai couldn't have escaped without a human's help. But Yin would never do something like this. I mean, he could be a bit crazy at times, but he would never free Darkrai. And Yin wouldn't rob a Pokemon Center either, but that also seems likely. I don't want to believe it either, but it couldn't have happened any other way. We need to focus. Yin must be found before it's too late. We have no way of telling how long this has been going on. I'll contact Detective Looker in Desertia City. He can organize a region-wide search for Yin. I'm sorry to drag you into this, but we need your help. We need to split up. We can cover more ground that way. This will be good for you, aDrive. You can get to see the region. I highly recommend challenging the gyms across Zela. This is a good story. I gotta give props to the creator of this game. You will need to become as strong as you can if we're gonna stop Yin and Darkrai. Doug, you will need to stay here in Split Soul Town. Let us know if anything changes. I will. I must be going back to my gym now, but we'll stay in touch. aDrive, you should probably start looking in the area around Palm City. There's a gym there that you can challenge too. We must stop this before it is too late. I almost forgot. We should register each other in our Pokegears. So we're gonna register Alice in the Pokegear, and the lives of everyone, not only in Zela, but the entire world, are in our hands. All right, so here we are in Darkrai's cavern. I'm gonna just randomly encounter a Zubat down here too, which is fine. But okay, so we're gonna get back to my story. So I left you off here with them jumping into the car, and they're about to rush to the hospital here. So at this point in time, I call my sister, who, like I said, was actually at the hospital, you know, for the ultrasound or whatever. So she was already there, and that was the most terrifying phone call I hope I ever have to make in my life, because it was petrifying to call my sister and say, I'm so sorry, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're taking your son to the hospital right now. And my sister is one of the calmest people I've ever met in pressure situations. Somehow, some way, she's just programmed in her brain to just say, okay, like, we gotta focus on what needs to be done here. Like, you know what I mean? Not to freak out. Her reaction is not to freak out. So props to my sister, because that's just how she is with anything that goes wrong. She's just very good at focusing on what needs to be done and, you know, worrying about the other stuff later. Like, you know, understanding that there's no reason for me to freak out right now because I can't do anything right now, you know? So anyway, so they rush him to the hospital. I hop into my car and I take my car separately. And let me tell you, I don't think I've ever driven this fast. I put my emergency lights on and I just booked it, man. I did not care about other cars. I pretended like I was a police officer, and so did my brother. My brother is a very fast driver, and he has a very fast car as well. I just walked onto this thing. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Oh, who's this? Uh-oh. It's Munch. Do I have to face Munch? Uh-oh. I wasn't ready for Munch right now. Please don't tell me I gotta face Munch. Darkrai, the end of the world? Why would I tell him this? I don't think I should have told him this. This isn't a secret for Munch to know. Are you actually telling the truth? That's awesome! You're the chosen one! That's so cool, dude! Well, I guess the rest isn't that cool. The legends about Darkrai are true. He was actually trapped right here in the tower's basement. Don't you worry, aDrive, I'll be right through your side the whole time. After all, I'm gonna be the world's greatest trainer. Not even Darkrai will be able to stop us. I'm taking it up as my responsibility to make sure you're in top fighting condition. Oh no, I didn't want to take him on right now. I just lost Lumen, man. Oh boy, okay. So let's get focused on this really quick. He's got a Growlithe, which is not good against me. Or it's very good against me, but not good for me. But luckily for us, I have an opportunity here to just switch into my homie Rolex, and I think Rolex could probably stop this Growlithe in its tracks here. And then I think Scarborn can beat the other thing, the Krogunk, if I need to. So let's see how much this thing can do to me, first of all. So you can go for Flame Wheel, which I'm Rolex, man. Rolex is going to eat that. Rolex don't care about you. Oh, it's going to lower my defense, though. That's the downside to weak armor. I get the speed boost, but that defense drop is annoying. I'm going to go for the Rock Slide here. I am actually faster, so we do have a chance to flinch, and that's going to do a tremendous amount of damage. And he flinched. Awesome. Thank you, man. This is a good start, Rolex. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Hit him with another Rock Slide. He's going to go for the Super Potion. That's fine. Dude, this is an intense battle here. I think we could beat this Growlithe, though. No problem. Yeah, I know we could beat the Growlithe. It's can we beat the other stuff that's about to show up. Let's go for the Rock Slide again. Hit him with it. Boom. See you later, Growlithe. All right, what else you got? What else you got, Munch? What else you got, Munchy Orange? Talk to me, baby. He has a Lombre. Of course he has a Lombre. That is a Pokemon I am not going to be able to beat. I think this is a time for Lucky. I think this is an opportunity for Lucky. So, we are rushing ourselves to the hospital here. And I guess this is kind of where the story can kind of get wrapped up here. Like I said, that was the scariest moment of my life, dealing this particular day here, because it was like a long day. It happened in the morning, and I ended up sitting in the hospital for like 8-10 hours or whatever that day, and so did my whole family. We all obviously rushed there and stuff, and it was obviously like a really, you know, big event, because, you know, we were hoping that my nephew was going to be okay. And like I said, the good side of the story is he was totally fine. You know, he had to go into like emergency, all sorts of stuff, you know what I mean? He ended up getting plastic surgery, things like that. But honestly, he's like, you know, 5 now. You honestly can't even tell. You can't really tell. He's got a little scar on his head. You can see like a scar behind his ear from the bite. But of course I get burned by the Lombre. Of course I get burned. So there is that. So he does have that. But if his hair's like even anything decently long, you really won't be able to tell. So luckily he's fine. He doesn't remember the event. Obviously he was too little to remember the event. So that's the good news with that too. So all of the whole story kind of comes together, and everything was okay at the end of the day. I'm sure people are going to ask or curious about what happened to the dog, Wolfgang. So actually, we did not put the dog down after that event because the dog was it had just gotten out of surgery, I think maybe a few days prior, and the dog also was on medication and stuff. So that was kind of reason enough for us to believe that it wasn't a normal act for the dog to do. From that point forward, we were obviously incredibly careful with any sort of kids with any of the dogs, even though he was the only one to ever show that kind of like action, I guess. If this thing has aerial ace, I'm just gonna cry, because I have aerial ace, but I don't know if he's gonna have aerial ace. It doesn't matter, I crit him, baby. Now the story does end with some bad news though, of course. I don't remember what the time period was after that scenario happened, but we did have to end up putting Wolfgang down, so the dog ended up getting put down anyway, not because of that, but because of the health issues that I mentioned that the dog had for so long. There was so many issues that the dog had that we just kind of were forced to put him down, I guess. So that's kind of my scariest story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry that it took so long for me to tell the story there. I kind of did it while I was going through the story here. Melanite here. But anyway, so we're gonna beat Munch. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. We do have Rock Smash now as well, so we can kind of head to the basement. So I am curious to kind of go down there. There was a few items down there, and we do have the potential for Spiritomb above too. Excuse me, as well. So a couple options. In the meantime, what I'm going to do though is I'm gonna add Wormy back to the squad, because as much as I love Lumen is no longer a part of the team. Lumen didn't make it, so Lumen gets to join the homie Bella and Corinna in the death box here. So kind of unfortunate there, but we'll get Wormy back to the team. So I tried Lumen, I really did. I had no other options because an HP fighting would have done so much to pretty much everything on my team. I didn't want to risk anything as much as I like Lumen. I thought the HP fighting was coming from that Kadabra. What are you gonna do? But we need to head to Palm City now. Palm City is where we're headed. You know what I could do that I just thought of? It's not a terrible idea. The TM is Rock Smash. It's not an HM in this game, which is really cool. So I can teach it to Heracross, and that's gonna give me a fighting move, and I otherwise don't have a fighting move, so I like that. And then I can go back into that cave and just see if there's any cool items laying around. So let's do that, because I think downstairs there might have been some epic items. I kind of want to just see. Someone told me like you get the Dust Stone or something like that in the comments, so might as well just take a quick look-see. There might have been a TM down there as well, so it doesn't hurt to go check. So that's the end of my story. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it now. But very scary moment, as I'm sure you guys can understand. Like, I was just petrified that my nephew was gonna be in really bad shape after that, and we got lucky. We got lucky that that nothing bad happened. It was one of those situations, kind of like where afterwards the doctor was like, realistically, like had the dog pierced the skin just the tiniest bit more, it would have been one of those things where it like would have had permanent issues. But it was just shy of doing anything aside from an aesthetic situation. Like, we were so worried. I remember my nephew had to go through all sorts of tests at the time to like check for all this stuff. They had to check for brain damage and like all sorts of stuff on like this little baby, like a 1-year-old. And like I said, luckily the story ends in a very positive way. My nephew's now like almost 5, I think, and he's totally fine, totally good. So very scary moment though. Seriously, like I think back to that day, and there's positive thoughts because the end result was okay. But man, I don't think I've like, and it's tough to say because I know looking back had some like. Thankfully nothing bad ended up resulting from it, but had something bad resulted from it, it's one of those situations where deep down I know it would not have been my fault. There was really nothing I could have done to prevent the situation. There was an adult standing right there, like 2 feet away from the situation, and she couldn't have done anything about it either. It was just the dog just flipped out in a split second, and we could have never anticipated that. We never would have expected that to come from the dog. So it's kind of tough, but I think it was one of those situations where you're gonna blame yourself anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I still blame myself for it. I was the person who was supposed to be watching my nephew at the time, and I failed to do so, I guess. So It's tough, man. It's a tough spot to be in. But luckily, like I said, luckily nothing bad came from it. So I do want to use this rock smash here, and we're gonna like check out this little thing here. I forget which button I press. I think it's this button. Okay, cool. Let's use the pickaxe, see what we can find. Maybe I could find something cool. 3 things confirmed. Okay. So let's see if I can confirm any sweet items. Well, there's something there. What is that? What is that? What are those? Hey, is that a stone? Oh! That's the keystone! That's how I go get Spiritomb, man. That was cool that they just threw that in there. That's really cool. This is why I like fan-made games, because they're super clever. I think that's a max revive. I think that's a max revive. Should be able to get this. Or just a revive. Not a max revive, just a revive, I think. Or a max elixir or something. I don't know what the heck it's called. Alright, the last item's probably up here. Yeah, I don't want that. Those are all rocks, man. Where is this thing? It said 3 items, so I don't understand really where it could be, though. Maybe up here? No. No. Am I really... That's it? The wall collapsed. The odd keystone was obtained. Oh, baby. And a max revive was obtained. I was right. It is a max revive. Okay. Well, you know what we're doing now, guys? We need to go catch the Spiritomb now. Do I have Pokeballs? Like, we gotta go catch the Spiritomb. I need to get some more Pokeballs, man. All right, let me head in the Pokemon Center really quick, like the market, which I think is right here. Yeah, it's up here. All right, let's see if I have any money to buy Pokeballs, and if I do, we'll stock up, and then we're gonna go try to catch Spiritomb. I don't know how hard it's gonna be, but we could certainly try. I got some money here. We got 5. I don't know if that's enough, but we'll start with that. And I guess if I don't catch him, it's not the end of the world, right? So we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go, skis. All right, I do like leading with Liz here because Liz is like definitely the strongest Pokemon on my team. So we have to go all the way to the top, I think, to do this. This little maze. All these trainers. Can I really not get by you? Well, that's annoying. Why you guys gotta do this to me? I just wanna get upstairs so I can get this Spiritomb. That's all I want. That is all I want in life, is to get a Spiritomb. Not really. I'm not a big Spiritomb fan, but you guys will have an opportunity to vote if I actually catch the Spiritomb, whether you want Wormy or Spiritomb now. Let's see here. Let's go up the stairs. I think that I did need that odd keystone to make this work. That was kind of cool. Because I didn't go up there before, because I thought I was gonna encounter him, but I think he'll probably be level 22 if I had to make a guess. Make a solid guess for that one. Let's take a look. Good morning, aDrive. This is Jack. Did I wake you? Do you want to battle? I'm gonna win this time. I've been waiting for you around Route 2. Oh, it's just some stupid phone call guy. Why do they call it the worst times, man? All right, you feel a strange presence. Use the odd keystone? Sure. Oh, boy. And there it is. Spiritomb level 15. All right, so that's not even bad. I thought he was going to be a higher level than that, but he's only level 15. So Spiritomb is exerting pressure. That's fine. All right, Liz, I'm counting on you here to... Let's hit him with an Ice Shard, because I don't think it's going to kill. And he's level 15, you know? Yeah, that was a good amount of damage. And we can resist the Shadow Sneak, so it really shouldn't do much. This might not be too terrible after all here. Another Ice Shard here should bring him down to the red as long as I don't get a crit. I didn't. That's beautiful. And now, we throw Pokeballs and try to catch the evil Spiritomb, which I've actually never used in a playthrough before. Let's see if we can catch him. We got, I'll use a Dust Ball. Maybe we'll catch it. Maybe we'll catch it with a Dust Ball. The Pokemon can't be caught because of the Nuzlocke. Are you serious? What a loser! That's probably the lamest thing I've ever done seen. It's probably the lamest thing I ever done seen. I thought this was good. Boobity bobbity. What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. Oh well. Well, guys, I certainly tried. That is the most anticlimactic ending to an episode I think I've ever done seen. Well, I'm just like blown away that just happened. Oh man, that's the struggle of doing a Nuzlocke. So we will end here, guys. We're gonna head to the next town on the next episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, rating, and don't forget our question of the day. Really cool topic. Hopefully you enjoyed my story. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan. Also go by aDrive. Peace.